Hey guys, I'm so happy to be here today and I really appreciate you spending some time to be. This is Divine Couture, DK by the Bay, and what am I going to do today? Talk about some great things regarding commercial real estate. I am a commercial real estate San Francisco sales and leasing director here in the Bay Area, and I share with you on my channel at Learn Commercial Real Estate all the good things you need to know, especially about commercial leasing, because that's what I specialize in. So I hope everyone's having a great day as we get started on some of the things of commercial real estate. If you're not already, please make sure that you're following me at Learn Commercial Real Estate or DK by the Bay. Now let's get started. So first thing we're going to talk about today is finding or being presented or being asked about finding someone locating a business owner commercial space for their business use. So you might find there are people that say, hey, I would like to open up a cafe, a hair salon, a restaurant, an office, a cannabis dispensary, warehouse distribution. How do I go about doing that? Well, first you want to ask them, where are they thinking about opening their location? And write that down, because that's going to unfold so many opportunities and help you navigate better to serve your client, because we know location is everything. Then you want to ask them, how many square feet do they need? Because a lot of people don't actually know how much square feet they need, and if they don't, that's okay. You might have to go around to look at a couple of spaces, or you can say, what is a competitor's business space of yours that you can tell me as an agent? You can then go look at the space, pull it up online, and kind of get an idea of what the floor plan is and what kind of space needs they have, right? Then you want to ask them, when are they thinking about moving? When do they need the location by? Is it an immediate need, like they've got to move out of the space they already have now and they need to find a space in the next month? Or is it something where it's a 3 to 6 month long process? Okay, so that's very important. And also with that, you want to find a space that it coincides with the time frame. So we want to make sure that if they need a space next week, you're not going to show them a space that hasn't been built out and needs a lot of tenant improvements. And we'll talk about that word shortly too. So what do we learn so far? If a tenant or business owner comes to you looking for commercial space, you're going to find out which location they want to be in. And then you want to find out how much square feet they need. All right? And then you want to find out, most importantly, have they had a business space before? Do they know what it takes to operate a business? Are they in business now, or is this going to be a new venture? Because that matters a lot about how you go about finding them the space as an agent. And you know that it's always important to hold your tenant's hand, but more importantly, you're going to realize they're going to need a lot of nurturing to kind of understand the process. So they're going to be looking for you to guide them with that, okay? So another thing that we want to know is, how are they going to afford to pay for the space? Where's the money coming from? And that's important to ask. You may not ask that up front with residential. It might be like, oh, what are your finances? Or how are you financing this? Or is it going to be a cash? Or something like that. With commercial, it's a little bit different. You kind of have to get to know the nuts and bolts of how the business operates. Really looking at their balance sheet, their profits and loss statement, and their tax return for up to 3 years. Normally it's about 3 years, right? So a couple of things is like, hey, when are you planning on moving? How much space do you need? Which location are you thinking about? And in a location, why are you thinking about that location? Is that where your tenants and where your clients live? And then you might want to help them figure out the psychographics or the actual target market that they may not be thinking of, that they could expose them to by putting them in a certain location, right? Then you want to find out, how are you able to pay for this space? Have you had a business before? Is this your first time? Do you have a business plan? And it's okay that they're going to ask a million questions, and it's your job to help guide them. But while you are still learning yourself, those are a few questions that you can ask to preliminary qualify a business owner or a tenant to be able to assist them with their, as we call it in commercial real estate, a requirement. If someone says, hey, I have a requirement for an office space or a salon or a storage facility space. Okay, so what's the requirement? That means where's the location, how much it's going to cost, how much space they need, right? Whether it's a retail location. So is it going to be a restaurant, a gym, a cafe, cleaners, retail, something where a space where a consumer goes in and purchases something. Retail. And retail can be on the bottom floor, it could be on the top floor. And then we have office. Office is where administrative work is done, right? And then we have warehouse, which is industrial space. Excuse me, we have industrial, which is warehouses, distribution centers, things like that, storage spaces. So that's just a little bit about what you want to ask to your person who's asking and telling you that they want business space. So you want to ask, hey, what kind of location are you looking for? How many square feet do you need? How are you going to pay for it? And how soon are you looking to move? Because those 4 pertinent questions are going to help guide you in finding the right place. Now, there are lots of other questions you're going to ask, and we're going to go over that more in depth. But to get started, those are the top 4 that you need to be asking someone, a business owner who comes to you and says that they're looking for commercial space. So once again, it's DK by the Bay at Learn Commercial Real Estate, where we're here to teach you about buildings, so teaching you how to lease them, how to sell them, because buildings aren't just concrete buildings. They're where the people live and work. With that, I'm signing out. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Cheers.